A few years ago, $1,000 car payment sounded crazy. Now it's the new normal. We have one guy that went all in at $500,000 in luxury cars, $10,000 a month in payments, and is now $200,000 in negative equity. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Watch the full video. Let's get this video to 200 likes. Let's jump straight in.
Who are over $200,000 in negative equity. I'm gonna be real with you. There's nothing I can do for you.
I have a 2019 Lamborghini Urus. It has about 70,000 miles on it, and I paid around $235 for that. I also have a Hummer EV, and that has about 36,000 miles on it. I paid right around $175 for that, and my 2021 G-Wagon I got for, I think it was about $210, and that has about 69,000 miles on it. I make between 30 and 40K a month, so it's not hard for me to keep up with the vehicles, but right now I have two properties, one in LA and one in San Diego, and I'm just not using the cars as much as I was using them for Turo and just also for personal vehicles as well. I wanted to talk to you to see what other avenues I have to maybe gain some equity or see if there is any.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you have zero positive equity. The Lamborghini Urus, you owe about $190 left,
Yeah.
$148 on the Hummer, and then you have about $180,000 left on the G-Wagon, correct?
Correct.
Over $500,000 just in auto loans. Interest rate isn't that bad on each one of them, assuming you had excellent credit when you bought these.
Now my credit's dropped. I'm around about 630. Things aren't what they were when I bought
How
them.
much do you pay a month for the vehicles?
Things are never how they are. Like, you could be living a life right now where you're making the most money, you have a nice job, a nice cushion, nice savings, you're getting bonuses. But when you make decisions like this at $500,000 in luxury cars and your $200,000 negative equity, you can start to see how some people start to panic when they lose a job or the money starts to slow down. At least have one of the cars, but to have all three for a Turo business that is full of people that still want to live on Instagram and show that they're living this rich life instead of being rich, crazy. Let's keep going though.
Lamborghini is $3,800
A month?
Hummer, a month, yeah.
Okay.
And for the Hummer is $3,100 a month, and then for the G-Wagon is $3,500 a month.
Over $10,000 a month just
Crazy
in car
as hell.
notes, and you're not making any of that money back. Like you're not renting them out at all or anything.
And no, I'm not. I completely stopped. I slowed down so much I just stopped.
Okay, 630 credit score. How much do you have down to put towards a negative equity for these cars?
Maybe between 5,000 and 6,000.
And you said you made $30,000 to $40,000 a month.
Yes.
So on the Lamborghini, I'd give you about $130,000. On the Hummer, I'm going to be right around $80K. I'm going to be right around like $98 to $99K for the G-Wagon. $5,000 to $6,000 down, 630 credit score. I mean, I know you said that the payments aren't really affecting you, but in this situation, there's nothing that I can do for you unless you have maybe $50,000 or $60,000 down. Maybe I could work one or two vehicles out, but right now, there's nothing I can do.
You bit more than you could chew. You got too much dip on your chips, bro. Most new cars lose 20 to 30% each year. But luxury cars are even worse because they could lose 50% within the first 2-3 years. Number one, the biggest problem was putting it on Turo. I think Turo, you deal with people that are just trying to flash everything for Instagram. That's just sad. All I'm gonna say is it's sad that, this screams generational debt. This screams generational trauma, generational debt crisis. And this is what a lot of people don't want to admit, is that the rich lifestyle you see sometimes is just high income with bad decisions and massive debt. That's all it is. And trying to look rich will cost you everything. Owning assets is what changes your life. Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be honest with y'all, right? The cars don't care if you're broke. The bank does. And as long as you are a cash cow for the bank, they're willing to finance your demise.
Genuinely, I want to know. I'm driving to school. I'm a teacher. And I do not understand how I'm passing people every single car, blacked out Cadillac Escalade, 24-inch rims, blacked out, matte black. Brand new Wagoneer, brand new 4Runners, brand new Infinities. Like, I don't even live in a wealthy place. How in the world are people doing this? I know some people make good money. Like, I know that. But then I know some people, like, $150,000 vehicle? I don't get it. I guess because I don't even care about my car, and my car is a dumpster. But I could never, like, ever.
If Klarna and Afterpay can finance your lunch and can finance your burrito, then banks can finance the Jeep Grand Wagoneers, the Cadillac Escalades, the nice 4Runners, the big Chevy Tahoes and the Suburbans. If you make $50,000 to $60,000, right? Your debt to income ratio matters. This is generational debt. This is why people don't escape debt cycles. I've seen people that finished off car payments that went and got other cars. And it's not surprising that a lot of people can finance these things because we live in a debt-based system. We can finance a car payment. We can finance a vacation. We can finance that nice truck you ever dreamed about. I literally seen a commercial from a dealership, a Toyota dealership, talking about it's tax season. Come on to blah, blah, blah Toyota, and we'll get you right. We live in a debt-rich country. For God's sakes, the government is almost $40 trillion in debt. Our whole money system is made out of debt and interest. So it's not hard to see people that are living this superficial, artificial lifestyle that is basically middle school and high school all over again. People would literally eat ramen noodles from Monday to Friday, go to work for the car, work for the house, work for consumer debt and an inflated lifestyle, but eat or sometimes skip out on eating and eat ramen noodles. And then Saturday and Sunday we go out. We live for the weekends because we're debt rich. You can walk into a bank and they'll finance your debt. You can walk into a school, take out student loans, and not even use it for school and go buy a car. And guess what? $1,000 car payments, guys, is normalized now. It's normal. But just because it's normal does not mean it's smart.
Biggest financial mistake that you could ever make in life is buying a car that you cannot afford. See, when we be talking about purchasing cars and, financing vehicles, I think we be forgetting that the conversation is not really about the fact that a car is a depreciating asset. Because quite literally, people who finance vehicles are actually financing vehicles, paying the money to one day be the owner of the vehicle. Here's where the issue comes into play. When you go to that dealership or to that car lot, any type of car lot, you sign your life away to finance a vehicle. Don't even make it to the end of you finishing the last payment on the vehicle. That's where you got a problem. A vehicle is a vehicle. Any type of asset that you will have in life is going to require you to keep up with the maintenance. Half the things that we think are car problems and car issues are not really issues. They're just routine maintenance that are just due at the most inconvenient time. But the issue is that people don't bring in enough money to afford the upkeep of the vehicles that they drive. So now you got to juggle car payments, the car insurance, on top of the fact that at any given moment, you could need 4 new tires. I don't mean one tire with a patch in it. I mean, you could literally need 4 new tires all in the same week. Considering the fact that the average American don't even got $1,000 saved up of money that they don't have to touch for bills, this financial mistake that you could ever make in life is purchasing and financing a vehicle.
Preach. She was preaching because 40% of Americans can't even afford a $400,000 emergency without them selling something or going into debt for it. 60% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. These stats are brutal, but it's also a reality to the decisions we make, right? These things become normalized to our children, to anybody that's around us. A huge indicator of a lot of people can't afford these car payments is the negative equity pandemic that people are in because they don't understand depreciation, because they don't understand cost of ownership, right? And because they're buying these cars at high interests. Now you have a negative equity situation. In the first clip, the guy bought $500,000 hyper luxury cars, 3 of them. And now it's $200,000 negative. It's crazy. And now those people are going to take those cars, take the negative equity and put it into the next car, which has made a car that wasn't even that much expensive. And when you compete with people and you don't have your own examples of the life you want to live and you copy the masses, you will play the same game and live the same life as the masses. You know what I mean? And the problem is not even the car payments. I personally think most people can't afford the car payments. They can't. I think the cost of ownership is what destroys them. The depreciation, keeping up with the maintenance, keeping up with the gas, the tabs, keeping up with just any surprise. That's what's going to get you. Car payments, high interest, I think you can keep up with that. Everything else with insurance skyrocketing and ballooning to like what? Like now they said what, 20%? People are playing the wrong game with money that they literally work hard for and sweat and go through a lot of trouble for. Waking up early, stuck in traffic, doing things that they don't want to do, deal with so much BS from managers and weird coworkers. Yeah, you cannot leave the job you hate to live the life you want because of a car payment. Yeah, because so many people are paying $700 to $1,300 car payments, and I'm like, how the hell? The car payments is $700 plus. It is not that people buying things they can't afford. It is everything else is practically unaffordable. All these things come with the car, so you're gonna have to afford them because you can't drive the car legally if you can't do everything else that is unaffordable in your standards. My car is basically cash, but I'm financing solely to build credit. I can pay it off tomorrow if I wanted. Then pay it off. I promise you'll feel better. You'll feel more enthused about everything else in life. Credit is only for people that want to finance things they can't afford. And that's the reason why we're in the situation that we're in. I have one more payment and I'm not getting another car note. If the Lord blesses you, then take the blessing. That's all I'm going to say. The richest people don't overpay for cars. 60% of the richest people, millionaires, self-made millionaires, buy cars that are basically just basic cars. They buy the Fords, the Chevys, the Hondas, the Toyotas. And majority of them that became millionaires did it through jobs that are like what? Teachers, lawyers, accountants. Yeah. Unfortunately, everything in life you need is just unaffordable. I disagree with that. What you want is unaffordable. What you need is affordable and attainable. You just got to look deeper and understand what you really need and want.
The older I get, the more I realize that everyone is just like in massive debt and they don't seem to care about it. Over Christmas break, my car actually broke down and I was told I need a brand new engine for like $18,000. I was like, obviously not. I'm going to sell the car, get a new one. So I've been heavily on like car TikTok and like looking at different cars and people sharing their brand new cars that they got, Toyotas, Hondas, etc. And in the comments, people will be like, oh, like how much is your monthly payment? And people are casually being like, oh, I have like $1,000 monthly payment for a Toyota. Don't get me wrong, Toyotas nowadays, super expensive. But like I grew up with a dad who was like, if you have more than a $300 to $500 car payment a month, like you can't afford that car. Like if you can't afford to put enough down to where
Great father that's not subscribed to the psychosis and the craziness of this world.
You can have a lower car payment, like you can't afford the car. And it's not people that are then like buying used cars. It's like they're buying a brand new 2026 Grand Toyota Highlander and they're having like $1,000, even an $800 car payment is insane. Or like a $1,200 car payment. And people are like in the comment sections on all of these car videos, like, oh, that's not that bad. Oh, that's not that bad. Like, are we okay? I'm trying to save up for my new car and I am purposely not having a car for the next like 6 to 12 months while I save a bigger deposit because I don't want to have a huge like monthly payment on a car. And I feel like that's more normal / I should just go and get like a little beater while I wait. But like, guys, it's not normal to have $1,000 monthly car payments. Like that is not a normal thing. Like you cannot afford a car if you're paying $1,000 a month for it, especially if it's a like 2026 like brand new freaking car. Like you don't need that then. I think it's like insane. And I'm realizing that like everyone is like so casually in debt. And like the thought of even having a car payment freaks me out because my previous car didn't have a car payment because it was kind of old. And like now having a car payment, I'm so incredibly conscious of like, I don't want a high car payment after not having one.
There's never been a person that says, I love my car payment. I've never run into that person. Never, ever run into a person that says that. And she should buy the car that is a beater until she can fully purchase a car in cash, or she can purchase a car that she can easily afford through financing. There's nothing wrong with financing. Like most people think, I'm not going to sit and tell you like financing a car is a sin. I'm not going to tell you that, right? Do what you want. But what I'm trying to tell you is finance a car at an affordable rate where then you can use a little bit of more money to take care of the insurance, the maintenance, and gas. Gas is expensive right now with the war that we're in. Like I used to pay $35 for gas to fill up my Toyota Camry. Now I'm paying $48. So look, and I don't even have a car payment. So imagine somebody that has a car payment. They have the nickel and dime. They have to go do all these things. Like it's so sad because I was talking to a coworker and she sells plasma and donates blood to keep up with her car payments. And I couldn't say much out of just respect. These car payments is normalized to people that honestly have some sort of something to prove. I don't know what it is that you have to prove to people that don't really care. I think most people do not care about the car you pull up in. I think they're worried about their own problems and their own struggles. If your lifestyle is built on payments, like it's hard for you to build wealth because you're financing it. No car payment is the real flex. I'm drowning in $4,000 in credit card debt. I don't see how people get up to $1,000 in debt. And she replies and says, and funny enough, the people with 100K debt seem less stressed than those with 5K in debt. Like, what's going on? I simply don't care. I have no debt other than student loans, and I don't even care about those. I cannot take any wealth or debt with me in the next life, so there's truly no need to care. That's crazy. She goes, you might feel differently when you're 65 years old and everyone around you is retired and is traveling around the world, and you can't because you still have debt. Debt cycles. You want to be broke. That's what you want to tell us. It's all right. It's all right. You can live that life. But just don't project it to other people, though. $775 now is the average car payment in the U.S. Like, what the hell? Why does nobody put the blame on the car brands that have shot the cost of a car sky high? Hard to have a $400 a month payment when the cars are so overpriced. If something stinks, you turn the other way. If something is toxic or someone is toxic, you just don't talk to them. You don't engage. If the auto dealerships or the manufacturers have made cars unattainable, then you have to turn around and be the smarter person in the situation. Decisions, priorities, and choices. With that being said, guys, I'm ending the video here. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you made it this far, let me know your thoughts and opinion down below. With that being said, I'm going to catch you on the next video. Be good, do good. Peace.